swallow my chewing gum.
Just swallow
No,
gum.
don't
swallow
that.
it.
Don't swallow gum.
Bring it out. Put it out. I can get you tissue.
I will not.
Oh my God. That's
What to do by two English scum. I know this. It's going to get better as I get better at singing. Actually, I've stopped my singing lessons.
You still singing lessons? Are you still doing guitar?
No lessons, just gone rogue. I found a teacher was constraining me.
Do you know you've been doing singing
I had
lessons?
no idea you've been doing singing
I've
lessons.
been not only singing
Makes it
lessons, Alfie,
funnier to me that you've stopped.
guitar and drum. I've actually been through a full 4-month cycle of singing lessons.
When I arrived today, you're on the drum kit. Can you do anything yet?
Maybe we could end the pod with a bit of drumming.
I think as the pod progresses, it'll get more and more of just me singing. You two will have left me and it'll be like, here's another cover.
We could do maracas at the back.
Can you make a new jingle for us with?
I think we've
a
nailed
backing?
it with.
We're in.
We just need the Pope to join in. We need some sort of religious sermon. Well,
some choir.
Alfie, have we got
I've got some stuff that I'd like to discuss this week from the news desk.
full disclosure in the background? I've been on 2 stag-dos in the last 2 weeks and I have lost about 20 IQ. So Alfie sent us through some things to discuss and I was like, that's great. I'm looking forward to hearing Alfie's thoughts on these topics.
Well, I've been reading the news in my spare time.
Good man.
I've you got back from your second stag do in Newcastle.
So I did one. We haven't even recorded since Madrid. So I did one stag do 2 weeks ago in Madrid. And this last weekend, I did Newcastle, England.
I thought you did Lisbon as well.
No, that was
a wedding.
That was a wedding.
Oh, fine.
The stag do in Madrid was just 7 Spanish men. I can't even speak. I might just listen to this podcast. I might be an active listener. 7 Irish men and me follow me around Madrid as I spoke Spanish. They followed me like the disciple that I truly am. Sure, I don't want to get into the story this early.
No?
Should I?
Okay.
I should. Fuck it.
It's
We're
great.
gonna start pretty aggressive on the story front. So obviously there was 7 of us sitting at 2 p.m. We're about 9 pints deep, 9 Spanish pints deep in the big plaza in Madrid.
See?
The big famous plaza, and we're all sitting at the table drinking, just sunburnt. I'm only speaking Spanish at this stage. They all think I'm a god. I'm just speaking Duolingo level 3 basic. Cerveza más, por favor. They're like, this guy's unbelievable. And then there's a lovely man walks by and he's wearing a Michael Jackson glove.
He was a snooker referee.
Yeah, he was a snooker referee. And our table, being the degenerates that they were, they all start going, Michael Jackson! Michael Jackson! Imagine, it's just there's just families everywhere. It's just no one else is drinking. We're the only ones drunk. And it's just 6 Irishmen, 7 Irishmen going, Michael Jackson! And this man, I'll be honest, mentally unwell man, comes by and he goes, and he pulls out the glove and he starts dancing and we're all like, this is unbelievable crack. We're clapping and cheering. He keeps dancing. We stop clapping. We're like, oh no, this looks really bad. Now it's just this mentally unwell man dancing in front of us. He dances for no joke 3 more minutes. No music, a cappella. Everyone's watching horrified. We're like, I'll go away. And then he comes up and he goes, money, money. None of us have any coins.
Oh, you've been duped.
No, it's even worse. So one guy gets out a euro and he's like, mas, more. And I'm like, that means more, guys. Okay, that means more.
Son.
Yeah, get him. And then they're getting really fed up and they're drinking and now there's no fun. So now the Irishmen are turning a bit better. Leave us alone. And then one guy, he's the most drunk of the group. And he just goes, I've got an idea here, boys. And we're all like, go away. And he goes, oh, mate, come here. I've got something for you. Puts his hand in his pocket. Goes like this.
What do you think's gonna?
Oh, I know.
Puts his hand and rummaging around. I start going, don't do it.
Slow motion.
All these families are watching this horrified. From the outside, it's just 6 Irishmen bullying a mentally unwell man.
And he's
Michael
buzzing.
Jackson's there, like, he's got the glove out. He's like, and then he just goes, pulls out the middle finger. I'm screaming, please stop. I can't do it. It's all on camera. Everyone starts laughing. And then, he walks away defeated. He just didn't even know how to process it. I think we fixed his mental unwellness. He was like, I need to change my lifestyle. It's like getting bullied by the 7
You're
leprechauns.
absolutely right, gentlemen.
We seen him later down the street and he didn't look us in the eye. Like he's away to get a job somewhere. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's evil, but if you're on a stag do and you've had 10 pints,
unbelievable.
It's one of the funniest things in the
There
world.
is
We all woke
so
up
much
corrupt.
to that story.
Yeah.
So you saw him with a glove. You thought, oh.
No, sorry, I didn't say anything. I didn't
Someone
scream
said-
Michael Jackson. I'm there being like, hola, ¿qué tal?
Yeah.
Me gusta tu ciudad.
and then
I'm getting a bit of culture
your
about it, mate.
boys
The boys.
kneecap to your right.
Kneecap to the right.
Saw.
Of course, they say a homeless man,
Yeah,
mentally unwell, wearing a white glove.
Will you fucking
do the moonwalk?
I like kkneecap. Well, I can't understand them, but I like their principles and their music. But I like the
Come here, you fucking pedo.
It was literally that.
Michael!
It was literally Michael.
Was it?
Michael's running.
Was it old school Michael? Like
it was Michael
Jackson 5
post-death.
Michael? Or
It was reincarnated Michael.
fine.
Right.
White Michael.
It was
Right,
black
Michael.
It was white
yeah.
Mike.
White
was
Mike.
Michael
No, he
Jackson.
was. No, there was racial tones to him as well. If I'm honest, so
Oh God.
I'm working on a racial bit.
Well, this would be
if you
good.
don't like him.
on the differences between the races, claiming that there are none, but
God.
black people make better music. White people more likely to touch kids. Take, for example, Michael Jackson.
That's good. I don't mind it. I don't mind
that
it.
only happened when he turned white, to be fair.
Yeah, that's the point. of it.
Yeah. When he's a kid, it was all fine. Young Mike is the best Mike.
So
You didn't think that was going to land safely.
I don't think it landed at all, but I'm glad
I'm
you
not
think
saying it landed, but I like having a
Here's
jeopardy in the
an
room.
idea, guys.
I'm working
black
on some
people are good
racial
at
ideas.
music.
I think James in his head
Have you
had the edit. He had
Yeah.
the snip tool.
yeah.
Have you seen Sinners?
Cut.
I haven't seen Sinners.
You probably need to watch Sinners because that's basically like a big theme of it.
What?
Don't want to spoil it for you, but
White
black
people-
people are good at music,
Yes, yeah, well, I've heard that, but
also Irish people.
Irish people are good at music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you seen the trend? Oh no, it's not Irish
The
people.
the gingers
The gingers
well,
trend.
sort of is
It's
Irish.
sort of an
but
Irish
that
thing.
is my culture. Don't take that away from me.
I've only seen the aftermath of the trend, which is like couples where one part of the couple's black, one couple the couple's ginger, and they're saying, "Oh, I didn't realize we were the same." Whatever.
I thought you dyed your hair ginger to say the N word.
No,
Was that not
no,
you?
That was,
Was that
that was
someone else?
coincidental timing, to be honest. But I don't understand what the history of that was. Did they find out the gingers are technically
Well, they're the most oppressed white.
most oppressed
And
or
also,
depressed?
Gingers aren't white, so
I thought Reese was the most
Yeah.
depressed white.
depressed. It's tough with
that
this
can
all
be
this
your
weight,
Edinburgh
the
show.
weight of my success, Alfie. That's unbelievable.
Gingers, being ginger is a recessive gene, so it will slowly go out of extinction over time.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's a mutation. It's a complete.
I have a ginger beard because I'm of Viking blood.
I've got slightly ginger. Well, we got no mirror, but I've got very slightly ginger hair. I used to be very ginger as a
That's
kid.
because you claim to be Irish,
Yeah,
depending on what stand-up bit you're saying at that time.
yeah.
You ever heard him do that?
What?
Yeah,
My mother
my mother.
is Irish Catholic.
Yeah, I guess
She is, though.
We
Yes.
stole her from the land.
She's never been to Ireland, but it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. When I'm in Edinburgh, Dad's Scottish. Shit changes. Reece. Shit changes. I saw. Who was it? There was an Irish comic that was like taking the piss out of English comics who pretend to be Irish, and then followed by 3 English comics pretending to be Irish.
Well, that's what happens when you go to Irish shows. It's
Yeah.
like Reese and 5 English blokes.
Yeah,
It's not an Irish show.
Yeah.
Is
There's
it?
actually an Irish show on tonight, and I'm going there to speak to the guy that's running it, but I'm not on.
What?
And there's no Irish people.
I'm on it.
here. Yeah, Alfie's on it. He's doing my accent.
I've got my kneecap balaclava in the back. I'm
The
excited.
Ozempic's working.
That's fun. Cool. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
well,
nice.
I didn't really want to start this story with the mental or the bullying of a mentally ill homeless man, but
No. That's usually what you do to me.
I felt I did not want to be part of it,
No.
but it was very hard not to laugh.
It's if you're pissed and you're in the sun,
2 p.m.
it's the funniest thing in the world.
No one
Yeah.
knows what's going on.
Yeah.
You're just trying to abuse each other, and you find another victim to abuse.
I got scammed by homeless people
Oh yeah.
because I always
That's
get
when you
scammed.
went camping, right?
Yeah, they said come to my house. No, I am constantly being scammed by homeless people because I don't give money to charity.
We can tell.
But if I've got a couple of quid, give it to the homeless fella. That's my charity, right? You were with me the other day where I went into the shop and she went, "Can I have a drink and a chocolate bar?" And I was like,
So
yeah,
that's
of
the
course.
best request.
Drinking a chocolate bar, that's nothing. I can do that.
Yeah.
I thought Snickers and a Coke, £2, whatever.
Yeah.
She gets one of those stubbies, cider or whatever. Those beers.
Big bottle of cider.
Big bottle of cider and
Well, sorry, she's coming to the shop with you.
Yeah, she's in the
She's
shop.
left her wheelchair, so she was in a wheelchair outside the store. I feel like this is important.
She stood up.
It's just James Cure. She's
Sorry. You were going to the corner shop. There's a
I
woman.
wasn't. He wanted
You
something.
need to set the story up, Jim.
Sorry.
There's
Yeah.
your corner shop. There's a woman in a wheelchair outside the corner shop. She says, "Can I have a drink and a chocolate bar?" You go, "Yeah, of course."
I didn't even buy anything. Reese wanted to get a drink.
You walk in. She follows you in
Yeah.
on foot.
Yeah. Yeah. And
She was nimble as well. She
Goes
was
to the
nimble.
bloke in there because obviously this is a scam she runs. She goes bottle of cider
Yeah,
to
he
the
goes
bloke.
the usual.
Pretty much. She gets it. Then she gets a massive bar of Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy
That's an
anything.
expensive
That's a
chocolate.
premium
That's
chocolate.
A
I
£7
paid like
chocolate.
11 quid.
Yeah.
This is before a fella went, "Can I get a sandwich?" And I went, "Yeah." And he ran in after me and started piling stuff on the till.
Yeah.
And so the other day, this is subsequent. This is my third time being scammed. Liverpool Street Station, getting a Greggs. Fella outside, say, "Can you get me something?" Of course. I was like, "What do you like?" He went, "A sandwich." Picked a sandwich. I went up. There's a long queue. Go in there. Pay for the sandwich. And he goes, "Oh, can I have hot chocolate?" I was like, "Yeah." "How much is that?" £1. Puts it. Gets it. Puts it in. She goes, "Oh, do you have the Greggs app?" And he went, "Yeah, I do." Put it out. Scan the Greggs app. Because, in Greggs, you can't, it's not just drinks, it's everything. You wouldn't know. Obviously, you don't go to Greggs.
What's Greg's?
Yeah. But you can get points on any like hot drinks, sandwiches. He took all my 3 points because I bought a sandwich as well. Scammed. Again, third time. I'm trying to be a good guy.
That's really funny.
And I just,
But what are you wanting to get out of these?
well, I
Like,
just
you
want to
wanted
help.
to dance for you or
No,
something like this? I feel like
James is really nice. Like,
he likes to tell people as well.
James, I've been on the tube with James, and other side of the platform, there's a woman struggling with a bag, and James goes and
Just
deals
straight across.
and just chucks it on the tracks, and it just goes, "Don't need that anymore."
But I try and because some people do the direct debit, give a couple of quid every month.
To
I don't.
actual charities.
That's what I've
you
got.
tend to scope out homeless people that you can feed.
I found out yesterday, according to because I was going through Monzo trying to like when you've got subscriptions on like the App Store and stuff, and you're like, I actually don't want any of these things. I was doing that on my Monzo, and it was like my longest standing subscription is to Helen Keller, and I had to look up what that was, and it's a
Do you
charity.
mean the deaf and dumb?
It's the deaf and dumb charity.
Is that the lady who scammed me outside the corner shop?
Yeah, that's what she's
I
called.
don't think dumb is the correct word. I think we've made
No,
really
I think
messed up.
No, as in like
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, she's deaf, dumb, and blind. That's the
No, I
adage.
think but that's the.
Why are we giving her money? She's not particularly.
She won't even.
Just productive.
She won't even notice.
I've been giving them money for 4.5 years, and I had no idea
Well,
because that
good of
direct
you.
debit. I got
Stop that.
yeah, I was like, that's an extra £5,000. Yeah,
He's like, whoa.
Well, that's an- I mean-
he emails him. I'm
That's
sorry,
a-
I've made a huge mistake. Can I have my £200 back for
It's
the
a
last
good-
4 years?
No, I didn't ask for a refund. Not past
What'd you
this.
call him?
A rebate?
Okay,
You
that's
can't say
okay.
rebate anymore, Al.
Rebate? What?
It's the R word. You can't say
Oh,
rebate.
oh, fine,
Doesn't
fine.
even get the
It's a tax thing. Rebate.
But yeah, no. My thing is, if I don't give any of that money, so every time I have a couple of quid, give it away. At least I know.
Is that
you know.
because you look like you're on the verge of homelessness?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep up the good karma. You owe me a chocolate bar when you're in the street with them.
I'm a month away. Like I'm genuinely. I'm not.
This is how I feel when I take James for a coffee and he gets a sandwich as well.
He's like, you got this. Pulls out his own grape.
He's got his own Gales app. I go, oh, what are we doing here?
But I don't mind. I
think you're a very trusting person. What I don't understand is where you're getting coins from.
Coins is like, you probably don't even do it. You probably have helped to
You mean
hold
like
your
old
coins.
Romans ones you collect?
No, the things
But where are you
your
getting-
nanny would hold growing up to pay for.
Who's paying you in coins?
I
When are you
got
getting
coins. I get cash sometimes for gigs, and then you.
Go take that to the bank. That's what I do.
3 quid.
It's,
Don't use
it's a
that.
fiver out.
James is like, please, sir, can I have some money? They're like, fuck, give him 2 quid to tell to go.
And I'll break the tenner, and then I have a couple of quid. And then
I mean,
I'm treating people.
I get paid in cash for the odd gig, but like I'm never taking it out with me.
No,
I just wait until it piles up and then I take it all to the bank.
it's free money.
It's free money, boy math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
don't
not
mind.
taking a £10 and going and doing the. Most
I
places
don't know
don't
what
even
you're hung-
accept.
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, this whole anti-cash narrative, I know you don't you just deal in inherited wealth, Alfie, but people do
You live in
have.
bullion.
Nobody in London has seen a coin in.
I like
6
cash.
years.
I want to keep cash going because it's gonna die in our lifetime, and I really like cash.
What battles are you two fighting right now? What? Okay, we've got a man that wants to keep cash alive.
I'll tell you what I'm angry about. This guy
Cash
will
doesn't
buy
exist.
anybody on the street a sandwich, but when his girlfriend wants to go on holiday, he goes camping and he cooks a vegetarian Richmond sausage on an outside grill.
Yeah.
And then somebody around the corner gets to go to Prezzo because he's giving them 20 quid.
Yeah. Well, I met her outside Tottenham Court Road Station. She.
Anyway, these are none of the topical stories
I'm
that
not
I wanted to
surprised.
get
If I'm
onto.
honest, not surprised.
Would you like? Some interesting things that have happened this week, and if you've got any thoughts, you can chip in.
Google has ruined our careers
Google's ruined the career.
of the entire
Google,
entertainment industry.
James, if you haven't seen, Google launched something called VO,
Yes, did see
3,
this. Yeah.
which is like a spooky good AI, and the majority of people are using it to create like Inception level videos where the characters in the video go, "Please stop prompting us to do these things."
What? And
It's-
Google released it themselves.
No, Google released this tool,
Right.
and people are exclusively using it so far, from what I could tell, to be like, "Please don't finish the prompt, otherwise we
How
will
do you
die."
feel about being like a prompt?
So now people
whoa.
the meta commentary to that is people are going up to their colleagues in real life and being like, "Hey, how do you feel that we're all a prompt?" And people can't tell because you can't really tell the difference.
What?
So yeah, we're getting to. I don't know if you guys believe in like that we're all living in a simulation or
Yeah, we
matrixy
are.
thing, but we're getting
No, we are
we're
for
getting
sure.
pretty close to that. I want to start experimenting with many things, but on this topic, I would like to experiment with with some sort of VO. Like, do you ever?
Can we replace you with video?
Yeah, like I think instead of coming here once a week, let's just prompt
well,
From AI.
talk for 40 minutes on something that no one will ever see.
yeah.
Fly.
Are you describing? Yeah, you described the podcast already. VO would just
Well, I
help
just
us.
think there are 6-7 people out there that might be watching this and then actually not sure whether this is actually up.
Well, we're actually. Well, you're not in trouble because James has never uploaded a stand-up clip in his entire life. But there's now probably like 40 minutes of me walking and talking, which can just be very easily thrown into ChatGPT and generate some video of me being like, "Oh, I'm in Thai prison." Like, I'm in trouble.
But like really
I'm done.
interesting
Yeah,
backdrop.
I'm really done.
Yeah. Last night we were at a show and Reese was on stage and he does a good joke about him going to a gym, and he posted it online. And while he was on, a lady looked at me and went, "Is that him?"
Really?
Yeah. And she got a selfie afterwards.
Is that what I would call
Gym
the gym
pervert.
The gym pervert.
Gym
bit.
pervert.
It was great.
So I'm not allowed to be Irish, but you're allowed to pretend to go to the gym. Culture wars?
My Mongiorno is getting me down, Alfie.
Yeah, it's good.
What week are we on now?
4.
And how much we lost?
11.
It's kind of cool.
11.
Very little to
pounds.
no effort. 2 stag do's.
It's great.
2 Stag-dos and
2
you've
stag
lost
do's.
weight.
11 kg.
That's fantastic.
It's
Yeah,
big
well
boy
done.
before.
I think that's a clap.
That's good.
That's good. Sword at the door.
Speaking of getting hit, did you see Macron's wife punching him in the face as he got off the
that's
plane?
So good.
Have you not seen this
No,
clip?
I don't watch the news.
Okay.
It's all fake.
Macron is getting off
For you.
his plane to arrive at some presidential visit.
I don't even know who Macro is.
the-
Who's Macro?
French president.
Oh,
French
the one
president.
that's going out with a woman.
Yeah.
The woman.
The woman.
Yeah, I hadn't looked too much into that.
The Candazone's thing
You got some thoughts there. Basically, the door to the plane opens and all the paparazzi are down taking pictures, so you can see up into the plane. He's standing there, and like clearly he doesn't know the doors are open, and just there's a split second where like his wife, who's like out of sight, like pushes him. Like
Just gives him a shove,
gives him
in,
a
the
shove
face.
in the face, and then he sort of turns, and it's like that scene in Notting Hill where he opens the door and there's all the photographers, and then Macron's just there, and then just has to turn it into a wave.
Yeah.
And then he walks down the stairs, and then she walks down the stairs, and people don't know whether it's like a little bit of touchy flirty banter on the flight, maybe like a Mile High Club thing, or if it's like she's just beating the shit out of him every time the cameras are off, or.
See, this is why this is the only piece of evidence that I think we're not in a simulation. because why are they doing these side quests if I'm in a simulation right
You
now?
couldn't have written that.
No, but also I would never, unless the simulation is so scripted that I've been introduced to you characters and you're talking about this French man getting beat up by a woman on a plane.
I think how strong she is. Think of that.
I like the We're the Crazy Ones for knowing who the French president is.
Yeah.
Prime Minister.
I go to Paris.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's French. It doesn't translate anyway.
Is pretty nuts. And he's because he was this. I mean, I don't know. Is this conspiracy? But he was like 14, and she was his teacher.
Hot.
Yeah. And
Wait, what?
So he was like,
This isn't conspiracy. This surely is.
this is true.
This is now fiction. This is James' little story. This is what
Like,
James
She was
wanted
waiting
this to be.
outside Greg's the other day. James, that wasn't her. She's called Bridget. Bridget.
Yeah, but he was a 14-year-old like prodigy, like this young
Yeah.
whatever,
Catch them on the rise.
and she was a teacher, and she like
That's kind of.
grabbed him a little bit.
Bridget.
Are you looking her up?
Yeah, she's called Bridget. She appeared to push the French president of the US
It's
in the
VU.
face.
That's all we can get to say. Now it's going to be great. But while you're researching, I'm genuinely
That's the
quite
video.
scared for our futures and not that we really even have a present.
No.
But futures where it's really supposed to kick off for us, and that's
Yeah.
now being taken away. So
I'm worried about the future of content. There's a lot of,
well, luckily I hope
I think live will
I
always
hope it
exist.
switches heavier to live because people are going to be so fed up with just watching AI. Because if you think about it, like my big example for me was chess. AI is so much better at chess, but people don't just watch AI chess games.
Yeah.
No, but we've also always, we grew up in the era of watching YouTubers play FIFA.
Mhm.
Like, there was we play football, we watch people play football, we play video games of football, we watch people play video games of football.
No, but that's not my point.
It's
no.
the levels of abstraction, no?
No, because my point is AI can do something so much better, but people don't just watch chess games. It's not the virtuality of it.
I see what you mean. They're not going
it's
for the perfection of it.
No, they're going for the humanity.
That's
well,
good.
and I think chess is something that is like I went to 21 Pilots with my dad at the O2 a couple
Hell
of weeks
yeah.
ago, which is casual. He was the only man there in a suit, which was interesting. Basically 20,000 goths and
Yeah, but
people
he's just
whom
there.
the system is thoroughly against.
Yeah.
And then
A 7-year-old.
Lord Dundas.
Yeah, but Lord Dundas is just there to check the integrity of the building. That
Yeah,
he owns.
yeah.
That's doing well.
There's a lot of times where I'm taking videos and me and him, because we know half the songs max. There's a lot of songs from the new album where we're going, it's a nice. They got
Well,
this-
21 Pilots and now we're stressed out.
And there was,
yeah.
and they did Heathens, the thing to Suicide Squad. Yeah,
Well, he saw 21 Pilots, went, oh, great, a military parade.
yeah. We thought it was an RAF.
Where
thing.
are the red arrows?
Three strokes. It was they were amazing. What I like is there seems to be a trend of men doing backflips on stage
Yes.
and people just going.
Yeah, it's sick.
Benson Boone has. I don't even
Unbelievable.
know if he has any songs, but I've seen 400 videos of him doing backflips.
Yeah,
because it's
at
the
different-
greatest performance.
And women think that's cringy, but all the blokes think that's the sickest
The
thing in the
sickest
world.
thing. Well, I think some women think but what I don't understand is I'm not impressed by it because I know he can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did
much
it.
more impressive to see me go for a
If,
backflip.
if you did your show and then you
Ended on a
got on a
backflip.
piano and did a backflip,
But-
I go, oh my! The same way if Benson Boone halfway through his concert did a tight 10,
Yeah.
I'd be really
Yeah,
impressed. Benson Boone, who is famous for backflipping, doing a back, and everyone goes, oh, like he's done something new.
Yeah.
That's
There's
his
no
move.
risk there.
There's no risk.
Now you've given up your singing lessons.
I haven't given up. I'm just pursuing my own creative vision.
Backflip sessions? Backflip lessons? I would love it if you could do a
It's
backflip.
always been a lifetime goal of mine to do a
Apparently-
backflip, to be fair.
Also,
That'd be
apparently,
so
it is a thing that you can learn. You can learn in 12 days.
Yeah, I feel like this is a way to get me out of the game. Boys, you're
Yeah.
12 days, Reece, that's the limit.
You could do it.
Just me on stage. Oh, sir,
Oh, please learn how to do a
big
backflip.
finish, everyone. It's been so nice performing to you all today.
Neck breaks.
It's just gone.
Standing ovation.
Then,
Well
2 years
done.
later, award-winning Edinburgh show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Silver
From a wheelchair.
linings
Yeah,
for me.
And you can scam me outside
Who even
Tesco.
cares about Edinburgh?
My
Not
friend,
me, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but you're out of the
Well,
game.
we'll be. How many shows you did in the series?
6.
Yes,
That's insane.
you've added one.
Yeah.
I saw him last year and he The shows all went very well, but you were a broken man.
For context, Edinburgh Fringe is 25-day festival, and then 6 shows is just me doing 6 shows.
Yeah, but 6 shows a day.
People didn't understand that concept.
Six shows a day. Most people go and they do 1 hour for the run. I will be doing 1 hour every day.
And you expect comedy.
And
it's sad for 20 minutes.
And it's sad for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how Edinburgh Fringe works. But you're doing 6.
It's all about...
How many crowd work shows are you doing?
1. But it's all about quantity. When are we ever going to get to do that many gigs?
It's true.
I don't have that many years of this in me.
That's true.
Really, 2 more, and then if I'm not successful, I'm VAO myself. VAO myself of doing walking talks.
Google
VAO. Oh, yeah.
Reese lives exclusively as an AI.
I will AI myself so quickly.
That'd be good.
And just give myself the script. I might just put my... you can only do 8-second clips on VAO.
For now.
For now, but I reckon very soon we'll get a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I want to start making,
good comedy.
Eddie Izzard has that Star Canteen.
I don't like to say Izzard's name in case I get it wrong.
Izzard?
You mean because they're they?
Are they still Eddie?
They're still they were Eddie.
You've malfunctioned.
They were Eddie Izzard when they did the Death Star Canteen, the Lego thing. And I think I'm going to start just running bits through and trying to turn them into cartoons because I think that'll be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, we could.
As cartoons.
Well, I'll do that with the Jim Purvis stuff as well.
Can we do VO now? Are we able to go online?
Yeah, you just have to pay $250 a month.
$250 a month?
Yeah, but it's not that much compared to production studio.
Yeah, but just maybe speak to one less homeless person a month. You can fucking...
Don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed by Greg's.
It'll happen again. It's going to happen again.
I think it's a lot of money, but it's quite reasonable for what's output.
Yeah,
it's very reasonable if you consider if I'm an executive at Sky, which I very easily could be, I would
try getting a short mid.
I would go £5 million to do an animated TV pilot that might flop. No, let's just let me just get 3 virgins in a basement to VO.
I never thought we might be on
might
be on the cusp because AI for writing isn't that good, but we might be on the cusp of unbelievable animated series coming out.
Oh, yeah, but the thing with
F is for family.
Animation is just very, very expensive, and now the cost will come nearly to zero. So if you've got a good idea for a plot and good dialogue, you can smash it.
I hate it. I do hate it.
Rick and Morty.
No.
Just ups the speed.
Yeah, but
Simpsons.
Yeah, no, I love animation.
Oh,
but it feels so icky that it's not created by people.
Yeah, but you're annoyed the internet was made. That's you're not a tech optimist.
Well, this is an interesting thing. This is a bit art history, but when photography came out, when cameras were invented, art became so much more abstract. It became because art was about depicting things in reality, and so when the camera came around, there was no real need for that. So art became so much more weird and more abstract. So maybe that's what's going to happen to other forms of entertainment now. AI is around because we can just make anything. Well,
I do think I feel if you take that with TV shows and movies were meant to be relatable, real depictions of life, and now if you look at all the shows that are really popular, they're the really kind of surreal.
Yeah, Severance.
It's hyper, and even the way they're filmed and it's not meant to be. It's meant to be futuristic-y, but also that's why all of those cartoons were so popular because you have no Rick and Morty had no barriers.
Yeah.
It's just whatever you can imagine, we can kind of depict.
But I think we're still okay because have you seen AI images have been quite good for quite some time?
Yeah.
And I have never once seen an AI image and been wow, I'm going to follow this.
I think it's really good for just cutting all the shit out. People that are putting graphics up on Instagram and you're putting one a day. It's not your big thing where what's our big idea for this year? It's what's just the daily shit that used to take me an hour to do on Canva and now I can just ChatGPT it. I think thumbnails for thumbnails for Instagram clips that is such a, it's only for people that are stalking your account. It's such a small thing. People's just started churning those out on ChatGPT.
Well, it's a very interesting discussion. None of that was funny, but that is a good discussion.
But people come here to learn. We might be running out of time. I got one thing I want to run, especially, but I think you two are going to hate this.
Great.
That's just all your comedy, really. That hasn't held you back before.
You guys are going to Yeah, it's not a bit. It's just it's a trend that's going around that you both won't have seen because you're chronically offline. But do you know who Marie Kondo is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Organize your life.
Yes.
Japanese
Organize
lady.
your life. And her whole thing, her strategy was you pick up everything in your wardrobe and you go, do I love this?
Yeah.
And if you say no, you bin it. Now there's this new woman who is kind of like literally the shitty Marie Kondo. And her theory is you pick something up and you go, if this was covered in dog crap,
Right.
would I save it?
Oh.
And if the answer is no, you bin it.
Right. So what have you been? Have you got rid of anything?
Granddad, covered in his own shit. Out the house you go.
All of your stand-up special.
All of my clips. The DVDs that I burnt. You need physical objects. How much are you keeping? I mean, you've got quite a minimalist setup here.
My 4 instruments in the corner. TV.
What would I get rid of?
I just need my guitar because I'm the Bob Dylan of this generation, and then I can change the world.
It's more about what are you willing to keep if I handed it back to you.
I don't have anything. I have no things.
That's true.
I have a camera.
You've got at least 2 or 3 caps, though.
I got loads of caps. I got a few t-shirts, some jeans, a laptop and a camera. That's all I've got.
I like this concept. I also don't have. I could do with throwing some stuff out, but I don't really have much either.
Like we live very. Me and Reese are very Buddhist in our outlook. We're very zen.
Aesthetic and
Aesthetic.
body type. I'm a Buddhist in build and in
Buddha in
mind.
true image.
Yeah. So are you gonna take this into your daily life?
I've got a lot of. Well, the thing is, I'm difficult because I have 99% of the things I have I don't need, and I wouldn't clean shit off anything.
Just buy new.
So
She just reminded you need to buy new stuff.
I once found a plate. Like, you know what, you always use the top plates, you always put them back, top.
What's a top plate?
Like, you know, you got a stack of plates at home.
Yeah. This is.
Don't make me sound out of touch.
You started this and you realised that this is out of touch.
I've said,
When you do the top
you
plates.
guys don't have, when you've got, okay, maybe you have 16 plates, maybe you got 5 plates.
Yeah.
Or are you guys going to act like
No,
we don't have 5
plates.
Oh, Jimmy, 2 plates.
5 plates.
You know, you always.
Five different
okay.
dishes.
Maybe I got 8 plates.
Okay.
Gauche.
Shit.
I've had a good year.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I got 8 to 10 plates. I'm always using the top max 4 and then washing them and putting them back. Right.
Okay.
And one day something happened. Dishwasher broken. Cleaner didn't come in. Whatever happened. I used plate number. I had to get down to plate number 7.
Right.
And it was a bit dirty. And
because of all the plates on top.
Hold on. No, it's just, it clearly hadn't been washed properly. And I went, this is when I was living on my own. And I went, I don't know how long that's been there.
Right.
Irreversible damage. Binned it.
Why?
Because
Mummy,
it's around the same time I moved back home.
We'll come back, son. You're safe now. The plates are cleaned here.
Actually, I'll tell you where that was. That was in an Airbnb, so it wasn't even my plate.
Could you not just wash the plate?
But because it was an Airbnb, I didn't soil the
You
plate.
threw away someone else's plate because you went too dirty.
I feel like this is that movie where what's the movie where the English soldiers go undercover as Germans?
Oh yeah,
Glorious Bastards.
Glorious Bastards, but it's like poverty version. So you're trying to be associated with us, and you just brought up your plates.
3 plates. Everybody knows we only have 2 plates.
And the 7th plate was dirty, so I had to throw it out. It's not. Oh no, the Germans are going.
You guys looked at me as if I was trying to start a joke on fish knives.
Honestly, I thought you had a special plate that covers the other plate.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like a decorative plate.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Like
don't you hate it when you had to use the top plate today?
No. You mean
the finest china.
You mean like a sort of guard for the plate, like a
like
mosquito net for the.
Yeah.
plates.
I had no idea what you're talking about.
No. I just think
Do you have a top plate?
I just think.
Oh yeah, at home. Let us know.
Drop in
Call
the
in.
Yeah, everything should be a call to action for the comments. By the way,
have you ever been scammed by a homeless person?
Thank you for all of the comments on the Third Space clip. That's our first viral clip. 50K.
They do hate you.
No. So there's a few because I ran the TikTok. There's 1 or 2 comments that are like.
So Alfie posted from this last. Obviously, you've all watched this because you're Devout fans. But Alfie posted a video where glorifies his eating disorders.
Did we get some bad comments?
Well, I had to filter a few comments which went. I understand that this is a bit, but as someone that struggled with an eating disorder, I don't find it funny.
You know what Alfie did?
What?
Maybe you should have a Snickers because you're angry.
No, I actually
Have you got a
don't.
top plate?
I don't. I don't. Yeah, that was using your plates. I don't. I don't disagree. But well, this is what I said to Reese, which is not a good defense. But it's just like, of all the things to get offended by from our clips so far, we talked about paedophilia in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
We talked about all of these things.
But that is true.
It's really young people eating as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't think worry about it. I think we'll
There's
put
no
at the
need to
top-
worry about it. I deleted it.
Did you?
No,
Well,
not the video,
it
the
got-
comment.
Oh, you delete the comment.
No, I didn't delete the comment. The comment
James,
came
how
through.
will we control the narrative otherwise?
Oh yeah.
The comment used a lot of swear words and got flagged by TikTok, so it hasn't come up.
Yeah, let's not use profanity in a platform used by children. please.
Most of the comments are like, is on you sneaking in the word insufferable.
Yeah, of course.
And then everyone going, yeah, I have become insufferable, which is nice because we've got this thing where all the people liking it are people that are getting insulted by it.
Yeah.
And I like that we've got an audience that feels bad about themselves.
Yeah.
That's our crowd.
Because we're scum.
No, sorry. Let's distinguish. There's your audience that associate with you, that feel guilt.
Our
and then
audience.
my audience, the truth speakers, the Irish oppressions, the musicians, the closely associated with black people through our ginger heritage people.
Yeah.
They're the truth speakers.
Do you know why my people
I don't have
feel
a top
guilt?
plate. I don't even have a
My
plate.
people feel guilt because I'm Irish.
And my audience.
And you can hear about...
James just wants to hear about the homeless people in the street so he can go give you a quid.
If you're homeless watching
That's
this,
his king.
give me my fucking money back.
You know when people do that thing where for charity they sleep outside for a night? James did that and people gave him money. It was
Yeah.
really bad.
I do that. I live like that anyway. I'm a bare bones man.
And you can catch James at the Brighton Fringe.
Yes.
You can also catch him on Brighton High Street afterwards.
He'll earn much more money by straight afterwards on the show.
More laughs.
Yeah, more laughs as well.
There's something depressing about losing money on a show and just going, I could have just sat outside.
got profit.
Nothing. and
Got
done
food
better.
as well. Got food.
Oh yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah. Well,
We got any last minute thoughts? Anybody got anything they want to add?
Go to my website and come to one of my shows.
Yeah.
Go to the Edinburgh Fringe, choose a time of the day, and I'll be doing a show.
Mm-hmm.
Just look for my gut hanging out in the posters.
And go later on in the Fringe, sort of maybe day 20, because you will be broken by then.
Just me singing into a microphone into a room of sound until people leave.
Have you got,
This is art.
what time are your show? Are you spread throughout the day?
11, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Horrendous.
That's
horrendous.
That's
Yeah.
almost a 12-hour day by the time you get to the fucking...
That's horrendous. That's
You're
horrendous.
doing
Think
40
how
minutes.
good
Well,
I'm
I'm doing
going to be
nothing.
if I don't
I'm doing
die.
45 minutes of 3:15 and then nice lie in. Might go to the gym. Is there a third space in Edinburgh? I might have to struggle and get a Nuffield for a
Yeah.
month.
Well, I'm going to
Be
save
nice.
up for the next 3 months and try to get 3 plates to Edinburgh. I would love a top plate. That would...
Look, if my Airbnb in Edinburgh's got fucking 5 plates and the bottom one's dirty, the whole stack's gone.
You're going to burn it to
I'm
the
not
ground.
cleaning up. I'm not cleaning
He's
up.
going to shit on it and be like, well, I wouldn't give it.
No. I was in an Airbnb. I don't know what freaks have done to this plate. I'm not washing it. I'm not washing the fit. It could have been there for 3 years, and the bacteria on it could be from some orgy that happened 6 years ago.
They often, orgies do often get the final plate out of it.
Also, it was an
That's
Airbnb,
betrayed.
an Airbnb in Geneva, famous for its orgy
The
culture.
spunk plate, they call it.
I stand by that, and
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
you guys acting like you don't have 3
Well, I'm going to go
plates.
clean my bottom plate now because it's...
I'm going to go have a look at what your bottom plate gets no love, I guarantee it. It's like the bottom fork. I'm not touching it.
I don't have bottom forks. I just have plates and I use them. And
You have plate
I have plates that I use. I have
for
bowl
meal.
for meal.
James has wrapper that food came in.
Yeah.
Yes. Russell service don't come in plates, Alfie.
Right.
We done?
Yeah, we're done.
Bye, everyone.
Get out of here.